Okay, so I'm going to show you guys the old-fashioned way of saving, and this is really how I started saving, like when I was a teenager. But I know a lot of people don't know things, a lot of people weren't taught things. So we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to go through what I have here and my what I did today. Okay, recap. I had a budget $100. I went to the store, 2 stores. I went to Dollar General. I went to Publix, right? I spent $85.99, which left me with $14.01. I have 2 options for that $14.01. Now, considering I have a weekly budget of $100, which means that I basically have $400 a month to spend. And let's just say I'm going to spend that on cleaning supplies and little household supplies and small food items, right? So that's the budget, $400. This works for whatever your budget is, whether your budget's $400 or $4,000. These are still ways to save. Now, I'm going to take that $14.01 and I can do one or two things. I can save it, which means I can save it in my little piggy bank here, or here. Now, I offer you 3 options of a piggy bank because people tell me, I don't even have money to go buy a bank or whatever. Well, I've had this bank for a long time and I forget where I got it from because I've had it for so many years. It doesn't even work. It doesn't even count, right? But it's still something that I can put money in. If you have an old water jug, you can take the water jug and you can either make a slit in the front and put money here. I mean, literally, I used to do this when I was a kid, right? Or you can take like a mason jar. See, this is one of my old mason jars that I'm not really using. And you can put the money in there. It doesn't matter. And just so you know, this is how long I've been saving, right? Look at these. These are ancient. This is how long I've been doing this stuff, right? Now, living on your own at 16, you learn how to do things. And these are things that I learned. Right? So if I want to save the $14.01, and let's just pretend that I'm not going to put it in the bank, I'm just going to keep it in my house, right? I would take and put it in one of these jars, $14.01. Now, I don't have $14.01 right now. This is what I have. I have $24 and a bunch of change. I would write myself a little note and say 14, right? And I'll take that little note and I'll put it into my jar. And then when I break my 20, I would give myself, hold on, let me break this piece of paper. I take the piece of paper, I put it into the jar, right? So I owe myself $14.01. When I break the 20, first thing I would do is give myself $14.01, put it in the jar, if I was going to save the $14.01. Now, there's another thing that you can do. Instead of saving that $14.01, you can add it to next week's budget. So now next week, instead of having $100, you would have $114.01. This just depends on what your lifestyle looks like, what you need, right? Now, second thing, I'm going to save a second way. I'm going to take what I save by using coupons, and I'm actually going to save that money. So by going to Dollar General, I saved $16.25. Publix, it was $8.35. That comes up to $24.60. So I have $20, I have $4, and then I have 60 cents. So $24.60. 2 ways that I can save it. Of course, I can save it at home. I can take it, and this is a jar that I really use, right? I can put it in this jar, and I'm going to save it at home. Now, you can do the same thing with this one. You can even stuff it through the top if you want to keep yourself from getting it out, which I recommend if you have a hard time saving money. Put it in something to where it's hard for you to get it out, or you can put it in this jar. So you don't have to go buy a fancy bank. You can, but you don't have to. Why? You're trying to save money. Use what you have already, right? Now, you can go and also place this into a bank. I know some of the younger people, you guys don't like to use banks, that kind of stuff. I understand. You can put it in a bank, or you can invest it. Now I'm going to show you later on what to do when it gets to a certain point, because there's things you can invest in, but $24 is not enough to invest into some of those things, right? But when we get some more money saved up, we're going to take that money and do something else with it. Okay? So, this is just a basic way to get started. Now, if you do this every week at the end of the year, when Christmas comes around, you'll have some money. I have a friend who is in his 60s now, and almost 60 or whatever. And for as long as I've known this man, he does this every year. He has a good job. He makes decent money, but he takes all of his change and all of his savings and he puts it in a giant one of those 5-gallon containers. And at the end of the year, he uses that money to do his Christmas shopping. And it's like amazing, right? So there's lots of ways to save. You guys can do it. You can, beat the inflation and find ways to actually still live a decent life. All right. Hopefully this will help someone. You guys have a wonderful New Year's.